This is Around the House with Kay and Tom. This morning I am going to fix a Miracle Crust buttermilk pie. To start off with, Happy New Year's. I've done a little traveling, so I'm a little behind on my cooking. So we're going to start off with this Miracle Crust buttermilk pie. What you will need is you'll need 1.5 cups of sugar. You'll need 1 cup of buttermilk. You'll need 1/2 cup of all-purpose baking mix. And the only thing I could find in the store was this biscuit. So we will use that. You will need 1/3 cup of butter. And that represents 5.5 sticks on the, if you get the butter in sticks like this. Okay. And then we're going to have 3 eggs and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. First thing we have to do is heat your oven to 350, get a 9-inch pie pan, and you're going to grease it. I grease stuff with Crisco. A lot of people just don't never grease anything except with Pam or some kind of spray. I have found out that with a lot of cakes and especially some pies, Crisco just seems to do better for me. So we'll just grease that real good this morning. Okay, I've got that greased and just set it aside for a moment. And we're going to get our ingredients mixed together. First off, I'm going to add is the 1.5 cups of sugar. I have the sugar in there, and I'm going to put the all-purpose baking mix. Stir it together just a little bit. We're going to add 3 eggs. If my mother was alive, she would say you never crack an egg over what you're going to cook. Because back in those days, sometimes you did get a egg that didn't look right, and she'd always want to look at her eggs before she put it in and mix it with anything. And it says to use 1/3 cup of melted butter. So we're going to use 1/3 cup of melted butter. It does not say anything about doing everything separate. It just talks like just mix it all together. So I'm going to get my eggs. I have preset my oven for 350, and I heard it go off, so that means that my oven is ready for me. Yeah, that's pretty much for a few minutes. And we're going to add a teaspoonful of vanilla extract and 1 cup of buttermilk. So here's 1 cup of buttermilk. I'm sort of going to blend that together, and then I'm going to take my mixer and mix it real good. But I am going to get it blended just a little bit before I put the mixer in there. Now, didn't that seem easy? And again, 1.5 cups of sugar, 1 cup of buttermilk, 1/2 cup of baking mix, all-purpose baking mix, 1/3 cup of melted butter, teaspoonful of vanilla extract, and 3 eggs. And it's going to mix it until it's smooth. That looks about as smooth as you're going to get it. And you pour it into this pie plate. I don't know if y'all know what boiled custard is or not, but this is exactly what it looks like. My mother used to make boiled custard only at Christmas. And we're going to put it in the oven and bake it. A knife inserted it in the center comes out clean, which it says about 30 minutes. So let's put it in the oven and we shall see what we come out with. I have now got it in the oven, so I'm going to set my clock for 30 minutes. Whoops. And we shall see, and we'll insert a knife in it and see what we've got. Okay, I've cooked this for 30 minutes. I took it out. It looks pretty, but when I insert a knife in it, it doesn't come out firm at all. So I'm going to put it back in the oven, and I'm going to cook it for maybe 15 more minutes, and then we'll check it again. Well, I was going to cook it 15 more minutes, but then I looked at it, and it's been cooking probably 10 minutes, and I thought I better get that thing out of there. It did split right in the middle where I had stuck that knife in it before, but let's just see. My knife is completely clean. It says to let it set for 5 minutes, so I'm going to let it set. And it really, believe it or not, it really looks good, smells good. We're going to taste it in about 5 minutes, and we shall find out. If this comes out good, this has been the easiest thing I think I have ever tried to cook. I mean, it was just so easy. So let's just give it 5 minutes. Okay, I have let it cool for a little over 5 minutes, so let's just see what it is. Well, it came out all in one piece. And we will taste it. It tastes just like an egg custard pie that you buy out of a store. It's got a very good taste. It even has a little crust on it. It is really good. And this is undoubtedly the easiest pie I have ever made. You don't have to have a pie crust. You don't have to have anything but the ingredients. Mix it all in one bowl. Put it in your 9-inch pie pan, and you are done. And again, this is Around the House with Kay and Tom. Give this a try. It is really quick, easy. I would cook it about 40 minutes because it wasn't done at 30 minutes, but it sure did. It's firm enough. It's getting firmer the cooler it gets. I'm going to sit down and finish this piece of pie. Kay and Tom Around the House. Please subscribe. Come back and see me again. This is the way the finished product looked. Really good. Around the House with Kay and Tom. Please subscribe and come back to see me again.